Why did God become human in Jesus of Nazareth? Welcome to Plain Truth, where you can get straightforward, simple answers to basic questions about Christian faith. So why did God become human in Jesus of Nazareth? Well, the answer to this question points to the heart of Christian faith, and there are three main things you need to know. God became fully human in Jesus of Nazareth because of God's infinite love for all of creation, so that through Jesus we could become closer to God and understand who God really is, and so that we could be saved from sin and death and live with God forever. When we talk about the incarnation, this is what we're talking about: God becoming fully human in Jesus. That means that God gave up all of the privilege of being God and experienced all that it means to be human. And God did it so that through Jesus we could see who God really is, and so that we could live the way God wants us to live now and live together with God forever. And this was an incredible act of love for us. God gave God's very self to us in Jesus. And that tells us a lot about how God believes human beings should live. Giving of ourselves should be at the heart of how we live our Christian faith. And this is also an amazing bit of evidence that God wants to save the whole world. We only have to look around to see that the world is a broken place. It's just not as it might be. But God doesn't want it to be that way. And God was willing to become human in Jesus to make things right. So if you've ever felt that God is distant or disconnected from what's happening in our world, you can take heart, because God is not distant, not disconnected. God entered human history to experience it all, the good and the bad, just like we do, and then redeem it all for eternity. Now, there's a lot more we can say about why God became human in Jesus, but the plain truth for today is that because of God's amazing love, God gave up the privilege of being God in order to redeem the whole world.